Hey everybody, John with Owl. Sorry for the background noise, they're working. Today I want to talk to you about painting, and specifically a technique that I've come up with that allows paint to adhere to different surfaces of things on the van that you want to paint without it coming off with rock chips. It's one of the problems with not having stuff professionally painted is it has a proclivity to come off, and especially, we have a plane going over, especially hard are things that go in the front of your van, and then worse than that are things that are chrome. Chrome doesn't paint because chrome is very shiny and slick, and so paint doesn't stick to it. And so what I've developed is a system of using Plasti-Dip and then a top coat. And what that does is the Plasti-Dip is a kind of gummy, rubbery substance that is actually removable. So first and foremost, if you think you might want to go back to chrome, which I hate chrome. If you have a 57 Chevy, chrome looks amazing. If you have a brand new van where everything's black except for the emblem, I think it looks like garbage. So painting chrome, very, very hard to do. A lot of people just buy black emblems. Here's what you do if you want to paint this and you want it to stay looking good. In fact, what I do is I paint it kind of a gunmetal, so it looks slightly a bit of contrast with the rest of the grill, but it's not chrome. So if you want to just dull this out, you can just get a fine sandpaper and sand the chrome. It'll have more of a brushed aluminum look, but you can see how shiny this is. I started on the star in the middle, and then I just get a sanding block, and you just want to take off, and you really don't need to spend much time doing this. I'm just doing this to kind of take off the shine and give a little bit better adhesion to that Plasti-Dip, but the whole idea of using the Plasti-Dip is that you really don't have to do a ton of sanding. And I'm talking like I spent maybe a minute sanding this, and now I'm going to spend maybe another minute. We'll fast forward through that because as riveting as watching me sand a chrome emblem is, you guys probably want to see more of this process. So you can already see it's gone from kind of shiny chrome to it's got a bit of a duller finish. You can actually see the sand marks in it, but we have not done that much in regard to sanding this. So now what I'm going to do is just wipe this off, get the dust off of it, and then we're gonna keep going. So I wiped this off with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. If you're not a rubbing alcohol person and you've got leftover bottles of tequila, vodka also works, if you can spare it. Any Plasti-Dip color works because it doesn't really matter. This is a smoke, which actually is gonna give this a bit of a matte finish as well, but you gotta do a lot of coats. Plasti-Dip you can coat about every half hour. So this is gonna be, not like a spray it and forget it thing. We're gonna come back, set our Apple Watch or iPhone for every half hour, just come out, hit it with a round of Plasti-Dip, do 2 or 3 coats, and then you're gonna let that dry, and then you're gonna come back and hit it with the Rust-Oleum. Okay, so the Plasti-Dip recommends, as I said, you can recoat every 30 minutes. It says 4 hours before use. I might just let it dry overnight, but totally up to you. So what we're gonna do is when you put on Plasti-Dip, you wanna make sure it gets that wet look, but you don't wanna go too many coats. Remember, when it comes to painting, you wanna do fewer coats. Sorry, I completely farmed that. You wanna do less paint, more coats is gonna always give you a better finish. I tend to get a bit gung-ho and overpaint stuff, but it is what it is. So there's round one. You can see how it's got kind of a shiny, glossy look. That will dry into more of a matte, and we're gonna set our watch and we're gonna let that dry for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and top coat it. All right, it's been a half hour, so let's hit it with another coat of the, almost grabbed the paint. Hit it with another coat of Plasti-Dip. Now I'm gonna set my watch for another half hour, and then I'll probably give it one more coat, and then we'll go to the paint. Hey everybody, day 2, don't have my table, but we'll get it done anyway. This has about 3 coats of Plasti-Dip on it. It's got a nice soft texture to it, and you can feel how kind of rubbery it is. Plasti-Dip peels right off if you're not going to keep it on or want to take it off. So if you have any imperfections, you can peel it and redo it. Once you top coat it, it is no longer removable, which is great. That's what we want. We don't want it to come off as we drive or get hit with bugs and rocks, etc. And you want to do light coats, more number of them, and you want to make sure you shake your can really well. Give it about a minute. So we had some technical difficulties with the top on that spray can, so I swapped it out. So I hope it doesn't leave texture, but this is working much better now.
Much more evenly. Just what you want. We got pretty good coverage for our first coat here. So let this dry. And
probably throw one more coat on there, and then we can throw it on the vehicle. I was gonna have a very climactic ending where I stuck this onto the vehicle, but the grill is off the vehicle right now, and instead of wait for that to go back on, I thought I would present the star right now, and it just presses back into place, and you're all set, and you have no more bright chrome star. And I actually really like, and the lighting is really hard to see this difference here, but the gunmetal I think looks really, really good next to the, or compared to the chrome. And when you put it on this van, which is a gray van, you see how nice that's going to look next to the gray van. All right, so we're at the end, and the very end of that video, I had more of a gunmetal look on this, but it was a little bit too dark when I put it on the van. And then I found this color, which is kind of a matte brushed finish, and I actually think it looks really, really good. It looks very factory, but not shiny and not chrome. So let me find the brand of paint that this was. It is this Max Flex all surface wood, metal, vinyl, and more. It's called Shining Armor Satin. I got this Home Depot. Looks fantastic.